Have you ever stopped to think about who is the first person to know when Goku is going to shout a Kamehameha on television again? Well, it's actually Goku's own voice actor. And this time, Schemmel, the legendary voice of the most famous Saiyajin in the universe, let slip some hints that might say a lot more than they seem about the return of Dragon Ball Super. Today, I'll show you everything he revealed, the behind-the-scenes meaning, and how it connects to the series' future. So get your ki ready, because this news is Ultra Instinct level. For those only following the amazing Brazilian dub with legendary Wendell Bezerra, you may not realize Schemmel's importance abroad. He's been Goku's official English voice since Dragon Ball Z, including in Grand Tour Super movies and games. He's the Goku for the entire Toonami generation, and if there's anyone who gets the script before everyone else, it's him. But this time, it wasn't any official leak. It was kind of an accidental confession during an anime event, where he was asked, once again, about when Super is coming back. Schemmel surprised everyone by being direct. He admitted to knowing things he said he can't share yet, and continued further. He started talking about the manga arcs like Moro, Granola, even the dreaded Black Frieza. This is important because the person who voices Goku only gets the character's briefing when the studio is working on the material. In other words, if he's aware of details from arcs that have never been animated, it's a strong indication that maybe the team is organizing everything to record the lines soon. Remember that Dragon Ball Super started being made shortly before it was announced, and came out 4 months later. And here's the detail that almost nobody caught. If Sean mentioned Black Frieza, it means the guy is not out of the loop with the manga. This demonstrates the production's strong desire to adapt these chapters for the anime, with voice actors eagerly anticipating it. And there's something even bigger going on. He mentioned that Toyotaro, the author of the manga, has Toriyama's blessing to keep drawing and expanding the story. In short, there's plenty of new content. Black Frieza is one of the most exciting developments since Frieza's revival. Just imagine that animated, with Goku in his mastered Ultra Instinct form. Yeah, Sean even said he wants to work more on that calm tone, almost like Obi-Wan for Goku in his perfect state. Are you hyped or not? That Ultra Instinct detail got everyone. Schemmel explained that he thinks of Goku with Ultra Instinct as a Zen warrior, like a spiritual master who speaks calmly, but is still Goku on the inside. He mentioned that he hasn't fully developed that aspect in the anime yet, only in certain games. He's curious to bring this wiser version of Goku to life himself. This confirms that yes, they already know they're going to have a lot of lines in this mode. Remember the Moro arc? Goku fights at this level for whole chapters. His concern about finding the right voice tone indicates upcoming extensive dialogue. But anyone who thinks Sean just dropped this and walked away is mistaken. He also mentioned that he knows some behind-the-scenes stuff, but he also joked saying that when Super comes back, it's always in the most unexpected way. Tagged on Instagram, he contacts the producer and receives confirmation days later. But let's be honest, nobody believes 100% when a famous actor says they don't know anything. Marvel and Dragon Ball often have characters yell. If Goku's voice actor is warming up, it's because Goku is about to start yelling again. As Schemmel hints at the anime's return, Toyotaro, on the other side of the world, also showed he's not idle. Amid all these rumors, he announced a new one-shot manga, Lost Samurai, officially presented at Japan Expo 2025. I told you guys, everyone. A lot of people doubted it, but that was really it. But now everyone thinks this means he's going to abandon Dragon Ball, but hold on. Lost Samurai is an original story outside the Saiyajin universe, which shows that Toyotaro wants to expand his creativity. But that doesn't mean Super is dead. It demonstrates the author's confidence in pursuing side projects without fear of sidelining the main one. The Lost Samurai tells the story of Han Kairo, a samurai who is half human, half demon, fighting in a feudal Japan full of bizarre creatures. The guy has to face monsters, deal with his own inner curse, and he even looks like a samurai dark version of Goku. The reception was so massive that fans are already speculating if this one-shot will turn into a series. This demonstrates Toyotaro's creative power and shows he has the energy to deliver Dragon Ball and potentially a new project. To conclude, examine this clue. Totoro showed up at Japan Expo at 47 years old, super relaxed, striking a Kamehameha pose for the crowd and showing that he's still proud to carry on Toriyama's legacy. Even with Dragon Ball Super on hiatus, the guy made a point to show up, sign autographs, and warmly interact with the fans. If he wanted to distance himself from the franchise, this was the perfect time to disappear, but he didn't. He showed up and kept the hype alive. In summary, Dragon Ball Super is not over, but its future remains uncertain. During the event, there was even a ban on asking about the future of Super. It was a rule for journalists, no questions about new arcs, the return of the manga, or the anime. The official explanation is that this information is confidential and part of closed meetings. The fact that questions are being banned suggests there are ongoing backstage talks, as there would be no need to ban questions if nothing was happening. If there's nothing to hide. Besides Lost Samurai, Dragon Ball also revealed a completely new project. A competitive multiplayer online battle arena style game called Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra. It's a 4 vs 4 game where people control iconic characters in strategic battles. The trailer's explosive success proves the brand's vitality by offering a fresh take on traditional fighting games. Toei, Shueisha, and Bandai continuously produce new content across various formats. Why would they leave the anime on the shelf? Recently, Dragon Ball Super celebrated its 10th anniversary since its 2015 debut with Battle of Gods. Despite this, there was no major official celebration, announcement, teaser, or party, which frustrated many fans. But for those who understand marketing, it's the opposite. Too much silence almost always means that a big announcement is coming later. Toriyama's death shook things up, but the franchise is too strong to stop. Schemmel warming up his voice and Toyotaro keeping a secret hint at a major upcoming reveal. And if you think that's all, hold on to the hype. Now we're getting to the main point, what Schemmel really knows, even though he says he doesn't, and why he drops truths and little lies at the same time to get around the confidentiality agreements. I'll also lay it all out about how Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego could shape the future of Goku and Vegeta in the franchise. Honestly, does anyone truly believe Schemmel is unaware of the situation? During the convention conversation, he tried to act out of the loop, claiming he finds things out on Instagram. Fans know before him, and the studio calls last minute, but nobody's buying it. Big-time voice actors use this strategy to dodge questions they can't officially answer, just like Marvel actors. On camera, he denies knowing anything, but off-camera he's already signed the contract, had costume fittings, and rehearsed the script. Why does he say that? Schemmel himself spilled the beans. If he confirms something really big before the right time, the hype blows up in the wrong way, and Toei scolds him. That's why he drops a hint here, denies something there, jokes by saying, "You guys find out before I do," but out of nowhere, he talks about Moro, Granola, Black Frizz, Ultra Instinct. Details a voice actor wouldn't know without pre-production. Essentially, I know, but can't say. It's okay, it's part of the show. Speaking of Ultra Instinct, that was another interesting point. Schemmel said that perfected Ultra Instinct Goku is like a spiritual master to him, akin to a Saiyajin Obi-Wan Kenobi. A warrior with a calm, serene voice, yet retaining a childlike spark in his heart. He said that in the games he explored the voice, but hasn't been able to fully develop it in the series yet. Why is that important? Because the next arcs are practically the perfect stage for him to deepen this version of Goku, with calm lines, moments of wisdom, and that zen way that fans love to see in Ultra Instinct. And it's not just Goku who promises change. Schemmel mentioned old conversations with Chris Sabat, the English voice of Vegeta, about a theory they had back in 2018 Goku and Vegeta were being shaped to become a new pair of angel and god of destruction. And it makes sense. Whis trains Goku to master the angelic serenity of Ultra Instinct, while Vegeta learns from Beerus how to use the power of destruction, giving rise to Ultra Ego. The division is clear. One channels technique, the other channels chaos. The most amazing thing is that this behind-the-scenes theory matches exactly with the manga's direction. The big question is, will Toei have the courage to take this step? Turning Goku and Vegeta into the ultimate versions of an angel and a god of destruction would be an epic way to end their journey. However, it creates opportunities for new heroes, universes, and threats to emerge. It's the kind of thing that could happen in a big final arc, or even be the hook for a new generation. And from what Schemmel and Chris talked about, this seed has been planted since the first training sessions with Whis and Bills. In short, nothing is coincidental. Notably, this is unfolding at a sensitive time. Toriyama has left us, but he also left instructions, characters, and a clear direction for the franchise. Toyotaro now holds the pencil, but the voice acting team also guards this legacy. Schemmel said he feels pressured to make Goku sound the way he should. Voice actors' concern indicates the franchise is still highly respected behind the scenes, as no one wants to tarnish its legacy. If they plan to cancel everything, they wouldn't be this careful. Ultimately, silence doesn't mean Dragon Ball Super is dead. It means they're keeping everything up their sleeve. Meanwhile, Toyotaro draws half-demon samurais, Toei handles the contracts, and Schemmel warms up his voice. And us? We stay here gathering clues, discussing theories, and waiting for the next Kamehameha shout to blow up everyone's timelines. But hold on, there's still one more detail. What if I told you that even the French government got involved in this story? There are more signs that Super is alive than we think. If anyone doubts the power of Dragon Ball, check this out. During the Japan Expo, the president of France, Emmanuel Macron, made a surprise appearance. Yes, the president. The guy went there and received a special edition Dragon Ball manga and an exclusive illustration. A diplomatic and symbolic move showing that Dragon Ball isn't merely a children's anime. It became part of the cultural imagination of entire nations, a significant achievement. France has the second largest Dragon Ball audience globally, second only to Japan. Do you really think a brand that makes a country's president stop to pick up a manga is just going to disappear out of nowhere? It won't. That's living marketing. It's certain that the franchise is still profitable, and of course all of this is happening while the main manga is still on hiatus. A hiatus that, in reality, is more like a pit stop to adjust the pieces than a full stop. To complete this set of signs, look at Broly. Recently, the official images and colors of the latest volume of Dragon Ball Super were released, and the highlight goes to Broly in Control, Super Saiyajin version with emerald green hair. This detail, although seemingly trivial, resolved a significant debate that had persisted since the movie's release about whether it would be green or more golden in color. The official colors confirmed Piccolo's new form is emerald green, distinguishing it from Goku and Vegeta's golden transformations. This explains Broly's performance against Beast Gohan. He's no longer just a raging monster. Now he's a warrior with great control who will inevitably have a prominent role when the anime returns. Many found the event disappointing. However, it's understandable given that Toriyama's passing halted everything. The creative team had to reorganize. It's smarter to save a big reveal than to announce something out of the blue. Shan Shimono's admissions, Toyotaro's Lost Samurai expanding his horizons, a country's president picking up the manga at an event, and new game releases all point in the same direction. Dragon Ball Super should return, and it will come back at the right time. When? Pinpointing a date is challenging, but 2026 is a realistic estimate. It gives Toei some time to set everything up calmly, make sure Goku's Ultra Instinct sounds the way it should, and give Vegeta the stage he deserves with Ultra Ego. The craziest thing is that nobody knows what format it will take, whether it will be a weekly anime like before, closed seasons like Demon Slayer, or if the Moro arc will be adapted into a movie first. Anything is possible, especially since Dragon Ball has been testing formats since Battle of Gods, Resurrection F, Broly, and Superhero. What matters is that the flame is still burning. Now I want to know from you guys after all this, do you think Shimo knows more than he let on? Will Ultra Instinct become Goku's ultimate form? And will Vegeta finally take on the role of God of Destruction?